Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and today I just wanted to apologize and say sorry for, again, another late episode, and also this one is going to be far shorter than any of my others, as unfortunately, I am out of time. Not in terms of like time for myself, but more so what I mean is that I'm out of time with Buzzsprout. It is the place that I upload my podcasts, which you're listening to, and it gets distributed out. And I only have a certain select amount of time to upload every month. I could extend it as such, but I feel since we're so close to the end of the month, I'm only going to make this a brief episode, just kind of touch base and say hello, and talk on what I was doing this weekend and why this episode's actually late in the first place. Because, which, if you're at all interested in what I have to say, the next episode to follow is going to be a lot more in depth. So, bear with me here. I promise. It was a hell of a time. So, this weekend, I was able to go with a couple of my coworkers, which I can definitely call them my friends, being Noah, Hannah, and Gracie. Noah, I already knew. He works directly with me, or at least did for a little bit. And we have hung out before, and Hannah, I've known her for a long time because of work. Never hung out with her outside of work, though, aside from, like, Christmas parties. And Gracie is someone brand new to me. I was able to go with them up to Edmonton, a whole road trip, and we seen Mother Mother and Cave Town. And there was an opener. That opener was Winnetka Bowling League. I struggle so hard saying that name. Don't know why. I really wish I knew why, but all the same, we were able to go up to Edmonton to see them. I will be going full in depth on that whole experience because, oh my god, it was so much fun. The trip itself was an absolute blast. I was able to hang out with them, especially hanging out with Gracie. We were kind of like paired into our own like pods, for lack of a better term. So it was honestly so much fun. So good. So glad I got to see the sad little man, the sad little guy that is Cave Town. I love his music, and I know I haven't ever talked about his music really on this podcast before, but that's only because I don't know all of his stuff. I love what I've heard, and I cannot wait to go even deeper. But for what I heard and what he played, I was so very happy with. I don't want to go too in depth. I am going to be doing that in the next episode because God knows I'm going to ramble on for days about it. So, bear with me on that one. But it was a hell of a time. I was busy doing that. And another reason why I didn't record when I got home, because I did get home on Sunday. I came home to find, granted, while I was out, I found this out, but when I came home, I actually seen it. My house flooded. Yeah, it was a time. What a time to be alive. Actually kind of hilarious. Cavetown just finished their set, and as soon as they finished, I checked my phone because I had it in Do Not Disturb mode, as one does when they want to take videos at a concert. And yeah, I seen the notifications. It was like a wall of paragraphs about the house flooding and what they're doing and what that means. And I was shocked. I did not expect that. So that's why, like, if you hear any fan noises, that is why. It's from downstairs. They're airing it out, drying it up, I guess. Regardless, long story short, the water heater, the hot water heater broke, and which is a yikes. My roommate, he lives downstairs in the basement. That's where his room is. And he literally opened the door to darkness, obviously, as he keeps the basement quite dark. He is a dweller of the darkness, if you will. But Alex, my roommate, he stepped outside of his door, holding his coffee cup, thinking, oh, he heard a sploosh. Maybe that's just his coffee that spilled. But no, because he took a second step, and it was still another squoosh, or sploosh. And that's when he turned on the lights, and sure enough, the floor was flooded. Luckily, I'm being a little dramatic. Thank goodness. It could have been way worse than what it was. But yeah, it was flooded. Luckily not a lot of it, but it spread a decent ways away. I just finally got home today after work and seen that insurance came by, as they said they would, to check out the damages on top of tear up the flooring. I don't know exactly who's doing what or what we're hiring for who, but it's our landlord that's doing it. And the reason why it was done so fast is because it was so bad in the terms of just like, yikes, I guess, because I wasn't home. But from what I was told, it was considered an emergency by the insurance company. So fingers crossed that whatever's getting done is done fast and doesn't have to interrupt our lives just as humans. Having to live around our basement being redone is not the greatest, but you know, it is what it is. I would rather that be done than walking and breathing in a bunch of mold. So you take what you can get. But that was why I didn't get to record yet. And something that was completely unplanned, and I wouldn't have even guessed that it would have happened. But I guess that's just what happens when things get old. The house is fine. I am fine. My little orange fuzzy man, Taro, he is fine as well. And luckily we're golden. It's just a little bit of a mishap, I guess. Nothing that we could have done, but it is all being covered. We are golden. I just gotta wait and hope that it isn't something that takes too long to get done. I also can't end this without letting everyone know Team Canada won. Fuck yes. I say that like I'm surprised or shocked that they won, but I'm so happy. Like, I know it happened on Thursday, the Four Nations face-off, for those of you that don't know. If you listen to my last episode, you'll know I talked about it a little bit in for where it was at. And the next game we had was the Thursday game, being the gold medal game, or at least the championship game, if you will, for lack of a better term. Canada won. Holy fuck, Canada won. Like, the nostalgia that I felt from that. I got to go watch it with my dad. It was so good, and I cannot even stress that enough. It was so, so, so good. I was able to sit there with my dad and my uncle and my stepmom, and as soon as that overtime goal from McDavid himself, when that was scored, it was a collective in unison jump up from the couch from all of us and screaming, "Woo!" Like, honestly, that is what it was. It was so much fun to actually be there with my dad and have this memory to cherish for the rest of my life. It is a core memory, and that's never going away. It just literally brought me back to being a child and watching Sidney Crosby in the 2010 Olympics win for Team Canada in overtime. And I will tell you this, I know that Canada has not been doing the best in hockey as of late, but when it comes to best on best, we won. And that's what fucking matters. We won with our best players. And on top of that, it was in my brain. I thought it, at least. I couldn't say it because hockey is full of superstition. But I thought that, you know what would be fitting? If this goes to overtime, as most games with the United States go, I figured that Connor McDavid would probably score the overtime winner and get his very own golden goal. And what happened? Exactly fucking that. I don't know how I called it. Again, it was only in my brain, so I can't like really be like, oh, ho, ho. But when you're betting on Connor McDavid, are you really like taking a hard bet? Because odds are he's going to score, but he was getting outplayed that game. Not that the team is the Connor McDavid show by any means. The whole team was amazing. It was a very hard-fought game. If it wasn't for our goalie, Jordan Binnington, shouting you out, man. Insane. Those saves that he made in overtime won us the game. Retribution, sign him up for the Olympics. Let's go. We're ready. Holy fuck, what a good way to begin this weekend that I got to see these bands at, and what an amazing just feeling. It feels so good, and I know, like, it's a little bit weird that I get so passionate about it, or at least I feel a little strange about it, but all the same, it's something that means a lot to me, and it makes me incredibly happy. And I could honestly go on about that for fucking hours, and I will touch on it a little bit more in depth, just kind of like rehash it a little bit on the next episode before I get into the concert. Just wanted to say it here that fuck yeah, Canada needed a win and we deserved it. So proud of my country, so proud of my boys. Thank you for winning for us. Team Canada, thank you. In any sense though, I've reached my limit, and I hope everyone has an amazing week. I will see you next week, back with another full episode this time, going over my trip to see Mother, specifically Cave Town, because fuck yeah, the sad little guy, love him, and Winnetka Bowling League. Enjoy the week and whatever you have planned. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.